Guys, what's going on? It's your old pal CHH here. So I had a request to do a video on RLJE/Shudder titles. Basically, they're a partnership at this point. There are some RLJE titles that I have that are not Shudder movies, but they premiered on Shudder and things like that. But it soon turns out that they're somewhat of a partnership. They certainly work together. And if it's a Shudder movie that comes out on physical media, it's RLJE Entertainment. And quite frankly, I love RLJE Entertainment. They're great. So I've got a lot of my titles. I think I have all of them, okay? I will tell you, check it out or buy it. If I say buy it, what that means is I think it's good enough for you to skip streaming, go buy it. And we'll get right into it. We're going to start right here with a title called Psycho Gore Man. This is kind of like a horror comedy type movie. This came out in 2020, right around the pandemic era. I liked it, but I wasn't super into it. It's definitely one you got to see if it's the right flavor of tea for you. Cool looking character, I'll say that. But I think, look for the back. It says hilarious and absurd, the kind of genre cinema we dream of. It's just one of those movies you got to see if you like it. Kind of hypocritical. I love the label of RLJ and Shudder's movies, so I want to continue to support Shudder because it's really cool that a streaming site pushes their movies on physical media a lot. You know, we've got VHS 85 coming up, which I'm excited about. Wasn't my favorite, but I'm excited that they're doing a physical media release for it. Sorry. What I'm trying to say is definitely stream this one first. I didn't. I kind of wish I did, but, you know, I own it. I'm cool with owning it. Stack these right here. Yeah. Next up, guys. This is a VFW. Let me bring them over here. VFW I really liked. VFW is about a group of old-timers that hang out at a VFW bar, but this group of people come and they're raising hell. They're taking people out, and it's up to these old-timers to fight back and do what they got to do. The cast in this is good. Stephen Lang, William Sadler, Martin Cove, and Fred Williamson. Black Caesar, baby. I like this a lot. This was really good. I definitely recommend getting this. They did put this out on 4K, but I don't know if it even had HDR, so it may not be worth it. The Blu-ray is perfectly fine. This was one of my very first Shudder movies I think I bought, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So I really recommend VFW. This is a... Go ahead and buy it. Fangoria, Channel 38, MFC, RLJ Entertainment, and... Look at that. It's even got the Shudder label on there. Stream Your Fears. Really like this movie. Really good. Loved it a lot. Next up, this premiered on Shudder for streaming, but it doesn't have Shudder anywhere on here. It might have had a sticker and I took it off. I talked about this on a recent horror Blu-rays I want you to own, I believe. But that is Puppet Master, the Littlest Reich. This is the best Puppet Master since part 5. It was really good. It is really good. It's kind of a play, a retelling of the story of Andre Toulon. The puppets are redesigned, but there's a crudeness to this one. Not in the quality, but like the puppets. Some of the death scenes are really sleazy and funny. Some of them are gross, some of them are hysterical. And I like the designs of the puppets. They've got some new ones, and they kind of retool some of the originals, like Tunneler, Pinhead, and stuff. But I really like it. Barbara Crampton's in here. Really cool opening scene with Andre Toulon. I love this. Yeah, I'm glad that Charlie let the Bone Tomahawk guys kind of play around with this movie. So, really, really like Puppet Master Littlest Reich. If you're not big into the series, but you remember liking 1, 2, and 3, I promise you that one's for you. And lo and behold, I thought, you know, those Bone Tomahawk guys, they got lucky. You know, they're not going to do it again. Being a big Charles Band fan, I've heard that they were doing Castle Freak. I wanted to dislike this. I wanted to, but it was done really well. It was done really well. I think Puppet Master Littlest Reich is still the best between the two, but this is RLJ, and again, I saw this on Shudder, premiered it on Shudder. These might have had the Shudder stickers. I can't imagine me taking them off, so maybe they didn't, but... This was fantastic, guys. Oh, man. Castle Freak. If you like the original's still the best, but this is its own movie. It's a gorgeous movie, too. They found a great castle to film this in. Just absolutely loved it. Really, really loved Castle Freak. So, Different story. It's an original story, kind of a retelling, a remake, if you will. So good. Loved it. So those two, go ahead and buy them for sure. Next up, we get into some of Nicolas Cage action. This is RLJE as well. XYZ films. Again, I think I saw this on Shudder, or I might have just bought it. Talking Mandy. Interesting. People either love this movie or they... It's not even that they hate it. I hear this. I hear I love it or I don't get it. I fall into the love it category. I think Mandy really set Nick off on this horror craze where people are like, oh, he's the next horror guy. I loved Mandy myself. I thought it was just like a fever dream. And the movie is representative of this slipcover. The colors on it, that's Mandy. I kind of wish Second Sight would do like a killer release for this. But I loved it. I really did. I thought Mandy was just excellent. So, yeah, I love this movie. This might have got a 4K too. I'm not sure. You know. But for the RLJ stuff, Blu-ray's always usually pretty fine for me. And I've kind of got a uniformity. I think Puppet Master came out in 4K. I don't think Castle Freak did. VFW did. I don't think they do it that often anymore. You know. They did it for this one. Again, this movie I thought was fantastic. Color Out of Space. This is RLJ Shudder. So this is not the first story told of this H.P. Lovecraft movie. I think the movie The Curse was the same thing. The Curse went out of print, so I don't have it. I've never seen The Curse, but I did some research on that movie, and I'm pretty sure it's the same exact movie. Or not the same, it's the same Lovecraft story. I can't speak on the movie itself, so you have to let me know if you guys like The Curse. I hope somebody puts that out again, because unfortunately it's out of print. Color Out of Space, again, I really liked it. I thought Nick Cage did a really good job in this. There's some really wacky, crazy stuff in this one, but I like it. I like it a lot. Again, this came out in 4K, but I think there was an HDR on the 4K, so I don't know how much better it would look. For the people that own it, they can probably comment on it better, but for me, I remember just saying, Blu-ray's fine for this. There might even be a steelbook of this available right now. Google that, guys. I think they did a Walmart steelbook for this movie, as well as something like PG Gore Man. Yeah. I think they did steelbooks for that. So check, if you want a cool steelbook, they did one for Color Out of Space. I recommend buying these two. I'm big into the Nick Cage era, and I think these are solid movies. Solid movies. Next up, guys, this was fun. I'm going to recommend checking it out on Shudder before buying it. I had a good time with this. The premise for this was really good. I blind bought this. It's called Random Acts of Violence, a Shudder original. This is where Shudder started really promoting their titles as Shudder originals, as you can see. I think this is one of the first ones I got that said this. Let me read you the synopsis on this. Comic book creator Todd Walkley, his wife, assistant, and best friend are headed to New York City's Comic-Con when bad things start to happen. People start getting killed. It soon becomes clear that a crazed fan is using his Slasher Man comic as inspirations for the killings. And as the bodies piled up and Todd's friends become victims themselves, he is forced to face the killer and put an end to this his notorious comic once and for all. So yeah, it was a really cool premise. I always thought they should do something like that, like bring a killer to a convention. It always seemed like a normal thing. To me, that's Scream 7. Going a completely different direction. Nev, Jamie Kennedy, all those, they're at a convention signing autographs, and some crazy person wants to be Ghostface and tries to take him out. Then the real people have to defend themselves. To me, that sounds like a really cool idea for a Scream 7. Doubt that would ever happen, but that'd be a cool way to bring back Kennedy, Jamie. You could bring back Shaggy. What's the actor's name? I love him. He had a great moment in Twin Peaks. You guys know who I'm talking about. I don't know why his name's slipping me. But this movie exists. Random Acts of Violence. Really cool slipcover too. It's embossed. You can see. It's just cool. I like this movie. Very fun. So I'd recommend checking it out. But if that sounds interesting to you, you could probably go ahead and grab it. As far as Shudder titles coming out too, I should say too that as if you live in a big city, these titles will kind of hit with Blu-rays. But if you live in smaller towns, these Shudder titles will hit the store in DVD format. That could be a problem for people, I'm not sure. But just know that's the case. Because mine usually come in DVD format, and I have to buy the Blu-rays online, which is fine. Next up, oh man, I liked this movie, and then I watched it again, and I loved it. Deadstream. Deadstream is a mix. It's a found footage movie that is a mix of Evil Dead and Blair Witch Project. And just really fun. Really fun sense of humor. Look at the back. That creepy girl in the back. I loved it. I thought I was going to hate it. Again, you can get Deadstream. There should be a standard release of it. This is the Walmart exclusive steelbook, which I'm hoping we're going to get more of that. I think some of the best horror movies of the year, guys, are going to be Shudder exclusive movies this year. I really do. I'm praying that we actually get physical media stuff for Hell House. It's kind of a crime that we don't. Maybe Shudder. I'm hoping Shudder RLJE kind of get the license for the first Hell House. I think that's a big issue. Because if they can get that, because Hell House came up before Shudder was a thing. If we can get that, we can get a box set. People are going to go nuts. They are, because Hell House is taking over the world. Deadstream, guys, love this movie. Definitely recommend getting that. You should be able to get that steelbook still. That came out last year, so you should still be able to get that online. So far, I actually recommend buying a lot of these. I'm just a big fan. This is an interesting case. So I watched a movie called Ruin Me, which I really like. It's about those haunted houses. I think there's only one or two in America. My wife was telling me this is actually a real thing when I was looking into this movie. It's one of those haunted houses where you sign waivers and people legitimately touch you and torture you to a certain extent. And these people go to do one of those, but it turns out things are a little off with it. But here's the interesting thing about this, guys. I don't know if this is a thing that RLJ does for certain titles to save money or what have you. I don't know if I got duped online. I got it on Amazon. It looks fine, right? Looks official. No problem. Even when you open it up, it's got the promotion for Shudder on here. And I open up the disc. I look at the disc, and the disc looks a little cheap. It's a Blu-ray R. I don't know if Shudder and RLJ do that for just kind of certain titles that they want to put on physical media and sell on Amazon. But the issue is, it doesn't play in my PlayStation 5. It plays in my region free player, but I did some digging. Certain players have trouble with these Blu-ray Rs. So I actually would not recommend buying that online. I would recommend seeing the movie because it's good. But I don't know if that's if I got duped or if Shudder and RLJ do that for some of the lower titles that they kind of have for physical media. I don't know. Maybe somebody can give me some information on that. So I feel like I might have got duped. I'm not sure. Next up, guys, I like that Shudder's doing this with, again, RLJ Entertainment Films. VHS 99, I really like this one. This is the Walmart exclusive steelbook, but you can get the Blu-ray version for this easy peasy online. This came with a Blu-ray and DVD. I gave my DVD to my pal to watch. Really liked VHS 99. This one grew on me. Liked it, and I really liked it after the fact. Again, if you want the steelbook version, you may be able to get this online on Walmart.com. But if not, getting the standard version is perfectly fine. Good movies. You could even save money and get the DVD version if you want, considering this is found footage type stuff. So, that's something to keep in mind. You know? Something to keep in mind. But yeah, love the VHS series. I think it's some of the best. I'm glad that it's still going because I remember when the first VHS came out, I checked it out and I really liked it. And it seemed like people were kind of lukewarm on it. Then when 2 came out, I was like, holy crap, man, this one's really good. VHS 2 is good. The thing about VHS 1, 2, and 3, you're not going to see them in this video, guys. That was put up by Magnet. Magnet put those out on physical media. There was VHS, VHS 2, and then VHS Viral. Then we got the relaunch with VHS 94, which we'll look at now. Shudder got the rights to the VHS, I guess. And then we got VHS 94, which I like this one more than 99, if that tells you anything. VHS 94 has one of my favorite segments of all time in the series. No, it's not Ratman. Although Ratman is great, I actually like the segment with the girl who's at the funeral home. And in that segment, the girl's at this funeral home, and she's just filming it as part of her job. And it's like the people just kind of come in, pay their respects, and leave. But then the power goes out, and you start hearing noises. And it turns into one of the best zombie suspense segments of all time. I loved it. Really loved it. So VHS 94, I enjoyed a lot. They didn't do any kind of steelbook for this, I don't think. But this was the first Shudder VHS movie. Really liked it. And interestingly enough, this one is just the Blu-ray. No, oh, it's actually got reversible artwork. What's different about it? Let me see. Oh, it's just got like a face. I prefer the skeleton, the TV skeleton on that. Really liked VHS 94, but this was the first of the Shudder originals. So, VHS 85 is coming out soon, guys. It was not my favorite, but I have so much love and adoration for this series that I'm gonna buy it. I am. There's also I did a video going over all the physical media releases coming out, and I showed that there's a steelbook that's a collection. Watch me end up getting that too, just because I'm a sucker. This is some of the best documentary stuff I've ever seen done. This is Cursed Films, and it shows you on here. It's got Poltergeist, The Omen, The Exorcist, The Crow, and Twilight Zone. This is riveting television. Riveting. And the Twilight Zone one will really disturb you. And for right or wrong, they actually show what happened to Vic Morrow and the kids in here. But I actually think it's important because people really need to realize how careless Landis was. I mean, he just was. Richard Donner's actually in this too, talking about The Omen. The Omen segment was incredible because Richard actually reverses it. People say the Omen set was cursed. Richard feels like the devil protected him, protected everybody for this movie to be made. It's really interesting. The Crow segment's very sad in here. And the Poltergeist segment is really more so about Poltergeist 3 than Poltergeist, which is good. But when I say this is some of the most riveting documentary stuff you'll ever see, I mean it. I mean, it's remarkably good. Every one of those is a 10 out of 10. Then we got, this was good too. Not as good. I'd say Cursed Films 1 is a 10 out of 10, and then Cursed Films 2 is an 8 out of 10. It's interesting. I prefer these Blu-ray cases. Okay, so they use different kind of Blu-ray cases, which is kind of a nerdy thing to talk about. The Cursed Films 1, you see how it's got more of the rounded corners. This is the kind of Blu-ray case that has the tab. I love these cases. They're sturdy. They've got some give to them. Cursed Films 2 uses the more, I think Charlie Band uses these kinds of Blu-ray cases. They're not bad, but I prefer the other ones. But Cursed Films 2 was really good. They do, let's see, Wizard of Oz, Rosemary's Baby, Stalker, The Serpent and the Rainbow, and Cannibal Holocaust. The Serpent and the Rainbow one was incredible. I love that movie. The Wizard of Oz one was really good, too. Cannibal Holocaust was incredible. I mean, he went to jail, guys. I mean, he really went to jail. I can't... He went to jail. So, these two should go to the top of your list for owning. They have extended interviews and things like that on these, so... these are incredible. Probably the best stuff Shudder has done, original stuff. I mean, truly, just incredible. Next up, guys, this was really fun. A horror anthology film, scare package for the 80s fans, by the 80s fans. And it actually, like, they had they let you watch it as the Joe Bob Briggs, as a Joe Bob Briggs special, which is great. And the slipcover on this is amazing. You can feel it. It's got like that hand that reminds you of something like from House, the '86 movie. Really great, really fun movie. I actually bought this twice. So this copy, I was looking for my films. This one still has the shrink wrap on it. Like a moron, I bought this twice. So I figured let me just grab the nice one. so you can see, because the other one I kind of wore out the slipcover a little bit. But really fun movie. Really fun. And next up, I did just watch this. I thought it was good. I really had a good time on this. I cannot tell you if this came with the slipcover or not, but this is Scare Package 2. There were some really gory segments on this one. Whacked out gory segments. I actually say that the segments overall were probably a little bit better than one. But the packaging on Scare Package was fantastic. I mean, I actually would recommend making sure you get this with the slipcover, because you can be like, wow, that is so nice. It's got the drive-in sticker on there. You've got the embossed hand. It's actually a really nice slipcover. I don't know if 2 got one, but as a movie, I thought 2 was really fun. I liked it as much as part 1. This is brand new, so I don't think this came with a slipcover, guys. If that's a problem, I don't think it should be, but Suitable Flesh, I just finally watched this today. I had a great time with it. I really did. Really fun. Kind of kinky, but really fun. And Barbara was great in it. After murdering her young patient, a once-esteemed psychiatrist helplessly watches her life spiral into a nightmarish maelstrom of supernatural hysteria and gruesome deaths, all linked to a seemingly unstoppable ancient curse. A lot of special features behind the scenes, the making of, and I like that artwork. You know, old school. This would have made a great VHS cover. I like that. Suitable Flesh was fun, guys. So this is brand new from RLJE Shudder. So support them, because I want Shudder to continuously put out their movies on physical media. I think it's important. Skinamarink. I'm gonna leave it at that. This was one of my favorite Shudder movies as well. I mean, I really loved it. And this is actually the extended version of this movie. I think that's just the only way to watch it, which is not an issue. It's a few minutes longer. The movie clocked in at like 58 minutes, and this version is 65 minutes. This was a found footage film made during the pandemic. Very smart, very good. It's called Host. I loved it. It really got under my skin. Creeped me out. Really, really loved it. I'm surprised I never did any sort of slipcover version. I like this movie so much that when Fright Rags did a shirt of it, I bought this shirt. It's this artwork. You probably saw me. I wore it in the 3C Films interview. If you go watch that interview I did with Chris, 3C, which was I thought was a good interview, and he was a really likable guy. I wore this shirt. So I loved Host. Really, really, really fun found footage film. Perfect length. It's an hour. Scary, suspenseful. Really like it. And last but not least, guys, we've got the Creepshow series. We've got Season 4. We've got Season 3. We've got Season 2. And we've got Season 1. Season 1 is incredible television. Season 2, the opening episode of Season 2 I love. Season 4 is out right now. You should be able to find this in stores. If you want to get the Blu-ray version with the slipcover. Season 3, you have to go online and get it. But I think I lucked out. Somebody said they ordered this from their Amazon store, and it did not come with the slip. I guess it really just depends on where it comes from in the warehouse. So, but I love these, even though Season 4 has not been the best. The cast is great in Season 4. But I'm really happy. Look, there's Tom Atkins right there on the back. I will support this series on physical media till the cows come home. I think it's really important that we do that. And I applaud Shudder so much for actually putting their stuff out on physical media, doing special features, nice prices on their Blu-rays too. Blu-ray is still a very viable format, guys. Honestly, it's probably my favorite format. It really is. So, guys, that is my physical media collection of RLJE/Shudder movies. If you have any questions, please drop it down below. I don't have all of them. I'm sure I'm missing some, but that's what I do have. And if you have any questions or have any recommendations for me, please let me know, and I'll probably grab them. So, I love you guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed that. Huge, giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.